Ladies and gentlemen,
मैं
अरे
बोल
तेरे leadership, knowledge into impact, creating value not just for organizations but for the people and societies they serve.
And today's masterclass is a living embodiment of that belief, an opportunity to listen, learn, and lead with renewed vision.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed our privilege to welcome you all to the distinguished campus of Sri Balaji University, Pune. The ambience in this auditorium radiates vibrancy, intellectual curiosity, and a collective aspiration for excellence, an ethos that epitomize the spirit of this institution.
This morning stands as a momentous occasion where erudition converges with inspiration. The gracious presence of our esteemed dignitaries and the zealous participation of our student managers today promises to become a remarkable milestone in our shared pursuit of knowledge and growth.
I, Astha Gupta from Ranchi, Jharkhand, a senior student manager at Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development, BIMHRD, specializing in marketing.
And I, Dinesh Birmo from Mumbai, Senior Student Manager at Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development, BIMHRD, specializing in marketing.
We are truly honored to serve as your masters of the ceremony for this masterclass. Exciting opportunities in international business for India in challenging global scenarios.
We extend our heartfelt welcome to our distinguished guest of honor, revered faculty members, and our fellow student managers. Your presence today augments the significance of this gathering.
Allow me this opportunity to delineate the illustrious legacy of Sri Balaji University, Pune. The academic ecosystem of SBUP transcends conventional pedagogy. Here, education is meticulously curated through intensive training, modules, dynamic corporate interactions, and structured mentorship under seasoned industry stalwart. This holistic framework does not merely prepare our student managers for the corporate arena, it equips them to excel with resilience, adaptability, and foresight. Our resolute emphasis on discipline, industry-centric exposure, and multidimensional grooming has culminated in a commendable placement record of 96.73%, affirming the university's commitment to transformative education.
We are proud to announce that Sri Balaji University Pune has been ranked in the India's Ranking 2025 Management NIRF under the inspirational and transformative leadership of Chancellor Professor B. Paramanandan Balasubramaniam. This recognition reinforces our dedication in shaping the careers of aspiring student managers. Further accentuating the legacy of excellence, SBUP has constantly garnered national acclaim. According to the Times B School Survey 2024, SBUP has been conferred the distinction of being the #1 private university in Maharashtra and Western India. It holds the 4th rank among private universities in India. It proudly secures the 9th position among the top 100 B schools in India and 12th overall. In terms of placement, SBUP is ranked 13th among all B schools including government institutions and an impressive 7th among all private B schools in India. These accolades stand as testaments to the university's relentless pursuit of academic rigor, industry relevance, and holistic development.
It is indeed our privilege to host the distinguished speaker of the session, Dr. Rajiv Gatne, CEO and Director of Sunshine Healthcare Limited.
On behalf of Sri Balaji University Pune, I request Dr. Binod Sinha, Professor of Marketing and Academic Rigor team, to kindly present a bouquet as a token of gratitude and respect.
And now, without further ado, it is time to draw inspiration from the words of our eminent guest. To formally introduce our distinguished speaker, I invite Senior Student Manager Ishita Jain to take the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ishita Jain, Senior Student Manager at Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development, specializing in marketing. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our distinguished guest for today's session, Dr. Rajiv Gatne, an accomplished leader with a remarkable career spanning over 3 decades across the global healthcare and pharmaceutical industries. Dr. Gatne is a pharmacy graduate from Mumbai University and holds a master's in marketing management from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies. Along with a postgraduate degree in international business from the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, he has also earned a PhD in management, showcasing his dedication to academic and professional excellence. Over the course of his illustrious career, Dr. Gatne has served in several reputed organizations such as Procter & Gamble, JB Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals, and most notably Johnson & Johnson Limited. He later led Cochlear Limited, an Australian multinational, as country manager, India and regional head South Asia. Currently, he serves as the CEO and director of Sunshine Healthcare Limited, based in Ghana, West Africa. Dr. Gatne's exceptional leadership and performance have earned him numerous awards, including awards from the Ministry of Commerce and Johnson & Johnson Corporation. He was also honored as the Alumnus of the Year in 2012 by his alma mater, the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, where he now serves as the Mumbai chapter head. Alongside his corporate success, Dr. Gatne has also contributed significantly to academics, sharing his knowledge and experience through over 8 years of teaching at leading management institutes in Mumbai and Pune. Sir, we are truly honored to have you with us today, and we look forward to hearing your insights and learning from your rich experience in global business leadership and healthcare innovation. It is now my privilege to warmly welcome you to take over the session. Thank you.
Hello, can you all hear me? Good morning. Good morning. How is the Josh? That's it. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Nidhi ma'am, and thank you, Dr. Vinod Sinha. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be back here. I was in this institute in July with some of your students here. Now I'm back. I think with all of you here again. I'm really happy to spend some time with you. When I spend time with you guys, I get a lot of energy, isn't it? It's very good for you. Okay, so welcome. I just want to check. Is it working? Okay, fine. I just want in India, we always struggle with technology for the first 5 minutes. So I want to ensure everything happens. Fortunately, you guys are great. Nothing of delays. Yeah. Should I full? Yeah, I'm comfortable. It's working. Are you all able to hear? Okay. So, good morning. Sat Sri Akal. Salam alaikum. Kemon acho? Kem cho? Ayubowan. Sasvida. Wanakam. Namaskara. Bonjour. So, how many languages? How many of you speak those languages? How many of you know Malayalam? Namaskar. Adasham Sugandalare. How many speak Tamil? Wanakam sir. Nalarka. How many Bengali? কেন ভালো আছে হ্যাঁ আপনার বাড়ি কোথায় কোথায় থাকে মাছ ভাত খাবে তো हाउ मेनी गुजराती કેમ છો ભાઈ નાસ્તો કીધું કે નહીં જલેબી ફાફડા મુંબઈકર કસે ખાય ये तो खाए okay jokes apart if you have to be in international business you got to be linguist I speak only 15 languages only that is the success of business you know if you don't know language you can't do business even India is a country of multiple languages if you know the language you can do a lot of things isn't it okay so that's just for starters okay Guys, come back to the business. So what I'm going to do now is we'll talk about what is international business, why it is important, how it is important, and we will tell you what are the opportunities for you guys in international business. I'm sure you're interested in that if you want to make career. Then what are the challenges? The challenges in terms of geopolitics, challenges in terms of what is happening today, and of course, we talk about in terms of political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environment. What is it? Pastel. That's very important. It's very critical for international business. So I'll show you some slides, show you some pictures, and try to make it interesting. And I will tell you in view of global scenario, how do we succeed? We have to come over the situation. So how can you do that? And finally, I'll use some small tip of advice, and then we'll have a question answer. Okay, so that's the way of my presentation. So first of all, welcome and congratulations. You guys have picked up international business as your specialization. Clap for yourself. Please clap for yourself. So I'll be asking you to clap in between because there are two things clap does. One is keep you awake. Another one, if you want to improve your life, clapping is the most important. You know why Chinese live long? In their parliament, they keep clapping every now and then. It improves your blood circulation. So it's a good exercise. Okay, fine. So welcome and congratulations. Now, there are huge opportunities it gives you. I will just tell you some positions. You can go to international marketing. You can be international product managers, international marketing managers, international sales managers. You can be operations manager. You can be country managers. You can have number of countries under you. You can set up factories. You can set up trading organizations. You can be in charge of shipping. You can be in charge of logistics. You can be in charge of any of those activities. You can start your own setup. So there are huge opportunities in international business. Okay, so never feel that though situation everywhere you find huge opportunities. And once you are in international business, you become smarter. You will have better personalities because you're dealing with international people and you have to impress them. So you become smarter and you will have a better personality. Okay, so I want you to live your dreams. All of you should have dreams. Okay, and when you dream big. बड़ा सपना देखो. पैसा तो लगता नहीं उसमें. जब बड़ा देखोगे तो कुछ आधा हो जाएगा, isn't it? But if you dream small, it's nothing. Always dream big. Nothing wrong in dreaming. Unless you dream, you can't achieve anything in your life. So dream is very important. And another advice I will give you guys, you are in the first year or second year, please enjoy your 2 years of MBA here. Don't worry about placement. वो मिलेगा, आज नहीं तो कल मिलेगा. Enjoy your journey. Take participate activities. Every minute you enjoy in the campus. Spend your time with your friends. Cherish your memories as you go along. So enjoy your journey. Don't worry about the placement. That will happen. That's another advice. Okay. Now why international business? We are a large country in India, 1.4 billion population, huge market. तो बाहर जाने की जरूरत क्या है? Whatever you make in India, you sell it. Even in India, there are places where there is shortage of goods, huge opportunities. So where is the need to go abroad? बाहर जाओगे तो तकलीफ है. You have cultural issues, quality issues, payment issues. All issues are there. So be in India, isn't it? Where is the need to go abroad? The reason is very simple. Now, if you have products, कई प्रोडक्ट अच्छे ऐसे होते हैं कि जहां पे दे आर मोर डिमांड ओवरसीज देन इन इंडिया. फॉर एग्जांपल IT companies, IT companies, you have TCS, you have Infosys. Any idea how much of their turnover is outside India and how much is inside? Any idea? 90%, exactly, very true. 90-95% overseas. So can you remain only in India? Not possible. IT companies. Similarly, there are pharmaceutical organizations, top 10 companies, they have the 50% turnover from overseas because more demand overseas. Ayurveda, we don't believe in Ayurveda so much, though it is our discovery. Foreigners are interested. Huge demand overseas. Yoga, biggest demand for yoga teachers today. So there are products where they have a huge demand overseas. So you have to go overseas. You also can make more money overseas. Instead of selling Alfonso mangoes in Mumbai or Pune, you sell it in USA, they buy at 10,000 rupees per dozen. 10,000 rupees per dozen in USA after paying for duties and transport and all that. So where will you sell? You sell overseas. The best mangoes go overseas. The best tea, Darjeeling tea, it is auctioned, it is priced as much as gold. so rare and so expensive it is, they all sold abroad. So there are a lot of products where you can make more money overseas. Gems and jewelries make more money overseas. So these products you definitely try to go overseas. Now you want to grow. Every company wants to grow, isn't it? Now if you remain in India, what will be your growth rate? Same as India, 6.5%. Can you grow 10%, 15%? Not possible if you remain only in India. But if you go overseas, your sales will be growing. So people go abroad for increasing their growth. Every shareholder wants growth in the company. So you can get better growth by going overseas. There are many sectors in India. You have a huge competition. बुरा हाल है, स्पेशली टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्री. जब से बड़ा भाई आया है रिलायंस जियो, सबका हालत खराब है. जियो इन लॉसेस, एयरटेल इन ट्रबल. हाउ दे सर्वाइव? गो अब्रॉड, खुली हवा में जाओ. एयरटेल इज गॉन टू 18 countries today. So when you have severe competition in domestic market, you go overseas and you make money. Third, we are fortunate we got 1.4 billion people, largest market in the world. But imagine countries which have got small market. Say Nepal, 11, they have about 11 lakhs to 15 lakhs. Sorry, 50. Then we have Maldives, 5 lakhs. Taiwan, 2 crores. Can they have factories? Can they have huge things? How they give jobs? Tell me. Singapore, small city. So when you have small market, what do? You have to look at world market as your market, produce for the world. And then overall you have economic viability. So all those countries, Taiwan, Singapore, Vietnam, all are small markets, but they have taken up international business as a strategy, as a country, because to make it viable. If they don't export, the economy will come to standstill. So that is one reason we go. Cost of transportation. Okay, before that, why people go abroad? Because to get the right technical people, isn't it? So if somebody wants software, data scientists, they'll come to India. So we got so many GCC, Global Capability Centers. We got best nurses in India. So people come look for where there is a best technology or technical people available. So India is a source for that. Then we imagine transportation. Can Coca-Cola, they got headquarters in Atlanta, in Georgia state. Now can they produce all bottles in Atlanta and supply all over the world? Not possible. Because of transportation, they got to have a bottling plant in every country. So that is how the international business happens. You also go in search of I told you we struggle with technology. This is what it is. Can somebody help me? Okay, then we go in search of raw materials. अगर आपको स्टील प्लांट डालना है, it has to be near iron ore. You got to be near your coal. So people go in search of minerals and they put up plants. So there's another reason they go overseas. Then people go for the human resources. अभी दुनिया में सबसे सस्ता मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कहाँ होगा? China, because low labor cost. So entire world, China is a world factory today. Every automobile company, every electronic company, all are in China. पूरी दुनिया चाइना में है because lowest cost of production, very favorable conditions, large scale. So we go for China. अगर चाइना में खराबी है तो they come to India, Vietnam, Philippines. So this is the country people go because of low cost of labor. All of you know which are multinational companies. Do they belong to only one country? No, they are global companies. See, they go everywhere. Wherever they find opportunity, they go. They go to 180 countries, 90 countries. So they are typically international. For them, no single country of their own. They are global. So they operate everywhere. So that is the reason why international business happens. Now, every country wants to grow, as I told you. And if they don't go for international business, the country cannot grow. India, before 1991, we had a Hindu rate of growth, 4%. You know what? Because we are a closed economy. We didn't bother our outside world. Even today, we have same situation. But there are countries, Singapore, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, all these ASEAN countries that take an export as a strategic growth, and they have expanded and grown very fast. Look at the last 10, 15 years, how those countries have grown. China, huge export, huge international business, and they're growing very fast. Without international business, no country can grow fast. Tomorrow, India wants to become Vikasit Bharat. We cannot grow at 6.5%. We have to grow at 15% or at least 10%. That growth will happen only when you do international business. Domestic business will not give you that kind of a growth. Okay, lastly, every country has got duties. आजकल tariff, हर बच्चा जानता है ना tariff. Tariff in India, every child knows about it. So every country is putting tariff. Now, if you want to avoid those tariffs, what do you do? For example, Tesla only came now. Last 5 years, why Tesla was not in India? Tariffs. Because government says if you want to import finished car, you have to pay 100% duty. अगर 40,000 डॉलर के ऊपर 100% ड्यूटी लगाओगे, it becomes unviable. So Elon Musk is a very smart guy. He said, no, allow me to do testing. We all do market testing. So I'll do market testing. So allow me 15% duty. And then if a fine market is there, I'll put factory. Government says nothing doing. You first put the factory, otherwise pay 100% duty. So now we come to compromise. Now Tesla is allowed to import at 15% duty with undertaking, with a bond. In case you don't put factory, you pay 100% duty. So that's how now. So if you have to jump the duties, then you have to put manufacturing, have joint venture or whole companies. So that is how international business happens. If you want to jump over the tariffs, then you have to, like for example, Trump has put 50% duty. What can you do? Put a factory in USA. Avoid duties, isn't it? So that is one option of going for international business. So what is the benefit of this international business? It improves standard of living. You imagine, you can ask your parents, some of you were not born, before 1991, what was the situation in India? We had only one ambassador car, one Fiat car, black phone, horrible conditions we live in. You have to waiting list for getting Bajaj Chetak motorcycle also. But ever since we opened up 1991 economy, how things are, today we have latest mobile available, latest car available, latest gadgets. Don't you think your living standard has gone up now? What you were, childhood, what you are? So that's because of international business. If you had closed economy, not all imports, not all manufacturing in India by foreigners, we would have become. So this is one of the conditions where you are living in Pune, fortunate, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad. What is common? IT hub. See, IT brought such a prosperity. All these cities are turned around in a big way. So international business brings you welfare and it brings you a lot of benefits. Okay, now we talk about India, largest market, 1.4 billion people. But why ignore 8 billion outside? There are 190 countries to be tapped. You have 8 billion available. Why ignore those? 1.4 billion is big, but which is bigger than that? 8 billion people. So you have option to go to 190 countries. It allows you to reduce risk of business cycle. See, all countries don't follow same level. Some countries are in the recession, some countries are in upturn, some countries are in a upward movement. So countries go in different levels. Now if you depend on one country, you will definitely go either up or down. For example, COVID-19, India went down, everybody went down. But there are countries in Europe, especially Eastern Europe and Africa, they were not impacted. So if you're spreading your risk across other markets, then one country goes down, you are having another country. For example, all these companies, TCS, Infosys, they operate in all over the countries. So in one region goes down, other region is up. So overall, you're able to make it. As some of the finance guys knows about it, we call diversified portfolio. The same thing here. Don't depend on one country, have many countries, so overall the risk is reduced. Then, large scale economies. What is benefit of China apart from labor? The factories in China are world scale factory. They produce for the entire world. They don't produce for only one state or one region, entire world. So scale up manufacturing is huge. When you got large scale manufacturing, what happens to the cost? Minimum, can you match that cost? Our factories are small, the factories are huge. So if you export, so domestic production plus outside production will give you a higher production scale. Your large scale of economy, your costs will come down, you are competitive, your profits will go up. So if you are doing exports, international business is going to bring you benefits of economies of scale. There is a lot of potential in so many countries. Nothing is available in Africa. I work in Africa, nothing is available there. You can do everything you want. You can supply every product from India. You can do a lot of things there. So you have huge opportunities in those countries to be tapped. Then we talk about division of labor. See, every country got specialization, isn't it? Now, if you don't do trading, everything you want to produce yourself, will it happen? Can India produce gold? Can India produce crude oil? Can we produce semiconductors? No. So we specialize in some products, other country specialize in some other products, and we exchange. That's how international business happens. So it allows you to specialize. Each country specializes. For example, Germany, they specialize in automobiles. French into cosmetics. Italy into fashion goods. UK was in finance. So each country has got specialization. China, manufacturing, and we exchange. So that is how it benefits us. So you have proper utilization, no resources are wasted. India won't spend time on oil exploration. We won't spend time on finding gold. So we optimally utilize our resources. And finally, when we do trade, we also trade in music, food, all these. So culture is also exchanged. Today we have Chinese food, we have Mexican, we have Italian, we have sushi, all this we have. Similar Indian food is very popular. We have found the music. So there is exchange of culture also in addition to trade. And finally, as we thanks to our internet, we have become now one global village. No barriers. You may not be able to travel to some other country, but your information can go. With your Facebook, you can reach anybody in the world. You can have a contact, can talk, you can Facebook, you can have your session, you can do e-commerce. So nothing can stop you. Internet highways, information flows. You can watch live the war going on in Ukraine. You can watch live what happens in Gaza. This simultaneous launch of iPhone, whole world is watching. So this is what happened. The world is now a global village. It's a borderless. You can't avoid. Nothing is secret now. What happens in India, immediately whole world knows about it. So that's the benefit what it has happened. So these are the benefits of this. Where does India stand in the trade? Now this is the latest figures. First 6 months from April to August, 183 lakh 740 million. Then we have imports 306 578, and then we have a trade deficit. India being a developing country, we always have high trade deficit because our imports are big, because we are developing, so we have to import oil. 80% of our requirement is imported. Raw materials, semiconductors, gold. So we have always high import. And exports, I'll tell you what we export. Mainly products which are commodities. Tea, spices, marine products all don't have a huge price. So our exports always low value. And we have a trade deficit. But this is manageable. This trade deficit is manageable. If you look at 2021, 291,808, we were negative because whole world was standstill in COVID. And the following year, we grew by 44%, 55 because base was small and whole market opened up. So this is what our exports stand for, and imports, just to get an idea. India's ranking, we are called third largest economy in the world. Take big pride, largest market in the world. We feel ashamed. What is our ranking in the world? Last 20 years, we are ranked 20th, 1920th in the whole world. Where do we stand? We are nowhere in international business. In exports, our ranking is 20th, but service export are doing very well. All of you know what is service exports? IT, medical, education, banking, shipping, all these are services. So we have a huge potential in services. So we are ranked 7th in this. All of you understand marketing, guys. So no market shares. What is India's market share? Again, third largest economy in the world. We call ourselves Vishwaguru. What is our market share? Less than 2%. Can you believe? After 75 years of independence, large industry, our share is what? Less than 2%. It's shocking, isn't it? Any the reason why we are less than 2%? Anybody can answer? Jawab aapko yaar. No idea? Simple reason is we have a large economy. Indian market is big enough. बाहर जाने की जरूरत नहीं हमको. We are not interested in international business as a country. जो produce करते हैं बेचते हैं हम लोग. You can make anything, you can sell anything in India. Even substandard products are sold. Seconds are sold. Defective products are sold. So बाहर जाने की जरूरत ही क्या है? So in the beginning, right from the beginning, we never bothered for. There was no need. Smaller countries, I told you, small economies to survive, they had to go abroad. For us, big market. So we never bothered to go abroad. In India, 95% of the companies operate only in India. Only 5% operate overseas. So that's the tradition. So because we don't need to do that. That is one reason. So, but it's bad or good? It's opportunity. अगर मेरा 2% market share है, मेरा opportunity कितना है? 98% opportunity है मेरा. Isn't it? So look at it as opportunity. I can grow now. I can expand my market and we can grow very fast. So don't take it as negatively, take it as positively. Also another advantage, because we are not dependent upon export or international business, our economy is safe. Otherwise the turmoil is in global market. You are impacted. But हमारा ज़्यादा export है ही नहीं, तो फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. What Trump does, what other guys does, we are safe. Our economy is growing at 6.5%. We are not impacted. What happens in the global market? Similarly, imports 2.5, services we have later I told you. So our market share is a 4.3%, and overall it comes to 2.4%. Okay. Now look at the top 10 countries which are the largest exporter of goods. So all these top companies, Germany, China, and their importers alongside. USA doesn't export, USA only imports. वहाँ कुछ बनता ही नहीं है. So these are the countries, top 10. Yeah, these are the imports of services. We are number 7 in services. Import, we are number 7. China is number 4. And then of course we are almost 10th in terms of imports. We do import some technology and other services, banking and shipping services. Tourism is also part of services. So this is where we have a huge potential in services, not so much in manufacturing, because we have bottlenecks in manufacturing, we have challenges in labor laws and other issues, while China doesn't have those. Okay, so which of the products India exports big way? These are the top 10, 15 products where we have a huge opportunities. First one, gems and jewelry. Why do you think we are strong in diamonds? We don't produce diamonds in India. We import it from Africa. But what do? We do polishing or called chase. Now this is a very highly skilled job, and we do specialization in smaller diamonds. A diamond which comes from the mines, doesn't shine. Then you have to chisel with lasers. हर एक को 1000 cuts लगाने पड़ते हैं. Then it start shining. Now this job requires, under magnifying glass, you have to do all this job, which is very laborious, very skilled job. But Indians are expert. We have labor. We are not cheap labor. We are skilled labor. So we are specialized in diamond cutting. If you go to Surat, Gujarat, anybody from Surat can make out the huge places where this job is done. And what is important for India? Not only we are skilled, but our efficiency, or what we call as productivity, is very high. For example, in 1 hour, our labor cuts 10 diamonds. Now same job, if you ask American, they have to take 10 hours to cut 1 diamond. So who's got better efficiency? India. So because we got better efficiency and better skills, nobody can catch Indians. So we have the largest opportunity. Same thing for jewelry, designing and those parts. So we have export in those areas. Next is IT services, like service software. Can somebody tell me why India has got export opportunity in IT? Why can't China, Europe, USA do it? Can you do software development? Why India is so strong? Any idea? Jana mane yaar. Why India is so great? We are number 1. We dominate worldwide. No one can near. China cannot do it. China also got engineers. They are also hardworking. They are intelligent. So why Chinese cannot become? So there will be advantage for them, no? Why China is on IT? Why they are on the software? No, China also export. They are ahead of. They developed ChatGPT, their own ChatGPT. You know that? They are ahead of you. To cut short, the answer is very simple. Chinese don't speak English. जिस दिन वो अंग्रेजी सीखेंगे, हमारा खड़ा हो जाएगा. Only reason China don't speak English. Otherwise, they are intelligent, they got brains, they are engineers, and they are genius. But because of English, India stands. So we have advantage all over the world because we have large number of engineers. Software क्या लगता है? What is required for making software? दिमाग. Nothing else. And we are plenty of intelligent. We are the most intelligent guys in the world. So we have best advantage in software. Pharmaceuticals, generics. We are called world pharmacy of the world. Why? In USA, in generics, we got 50% market share, 50%. Europe, 60% market share, India. And in Africa, I work, 70% goods are Indian. Why? The cost of manufacturing in India is 1/10 of USA, 1/10. We are the lowest cost producer in the world. Nobody can come near this. So this is the reason we are huge opportunities. Similarly, cell phones. Now India large exporter of cell phones. जब time था, हम लोग सब import करते थे 2 साल पहले. Today we are largest exporter of cell phones. Thanks to all these Apple and all those guys and electronic items. Engineering goods, we are exporting a large number of engineers, and we do export large number of engineering goods. We do export ready-made garments. Of course, we are not the best. Bangladesh, Vietnam, they're cheaper than us, but still we are one of the largest players of ready-made garment because these are skilled labor. All these require skilled labor. Leather goods. Any reason why we export leather goods? Anybody? Why leather goods? Not other countries. Why not say USA? Why not Europe? Leather के लिए क्या लगता है? Absolutely perfect. Give him a big hand. Please clap for him. We have a large number of cattle. For that, we get large number of skin and hides, and we have large advantage. Fruits, vegetable, we are strong in agriculture. Then we have handicrafts, whether it is Jamnari sari, Paithani saris, Bina work, all those require hand-knotted carpets, all require skilled jobs, and we have highly skilled people. Then we have marine products. We have 11,000 square miles of sea coast lines, and we have plenty of fish. That's the reason. Can Nepal export fish? Can Nepal export fish? No, landlocked country, no sea. Bhutan, no sea. Afghanistan, no sea. We have a large coastline. So that's the reason we export marine products. And of course, spices, all of you know, all Britishers, they came in search of spices to India. So we're the largest producer of spices and also iron ore. Another large item is export is iron ore. So we are a large producer of steel as well. So just to give a few examples. Now things are changing. We are now modern India. We are exporting automobiles also. All the car companies in India now, they made India as a hub for exporting automobiles. Very soon we'll be exporting semiconductors, and we are expanding in many areas. So soon we'll find new products coming up as we go along. Okay, quickly going to the next one. Shipping opportunities, shipping industry. For international business, you need shipping to transport the goods, logistics. So India, we have our turnover or our GDP is about $4.3 million. Yeah, $4.3 trillion. Half of this turnover comes from export, import, and remittances. So half the economy of this, you'll find export, import, and remittances, they become actually like a half. So it's so strong, important part. So for that, your shipping has to be good. Shipping industry has to be good, very critical for this. And in India, most important is our oil. We import 80% of our requirement. वो कहाँ से आता है? Middle East से आता है, Russia से आता है, all the places. You need to bring huge amount of money. So I think the Minister for Petroleum, Mr. Puri, he says last 5 years, they spent $8 billion for only transportation. $8 billion में तो पूरा industry बनता था shipping का. So that is what he commented on. So he $8 billion he spent for last 5 years on these chartering the ships. Now, so what now we are doing is we are trying to invest into shipping industry, and you'll find a lot of projects are coming up. Now, if you look at shipping industry, only 20% of our cargo goes by Indian ships. They call Indian flag ships, while 80% are foreign ships. So you have no control on freight rates, and you are spending. So government of India is now focusing on building ships in India. Shipbuilding is going to be a big way. Have our own fleets, no depend upon foreigners to work on that. So that investment is going to come. We have a planning to $8 billion investment. We are planning to do that. Then there is also big ports are coming up in India. Shipping ports, for example, yeah, seafarers. You know, those who work on the ships. We call shippies. Those who work on the ships. We are largest supplier of those seafarers. So after every 5 in the world, 1 find Indian. Among all the seafarers who are on the ship, every 5 you find, that means 20% are Indians or the seafarers. There's a port near Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram, called Visakhapatnam Port. This is the largest deep sea port. Pehle kya hota? Our ship ports were shallow, so big vessels will not come to the ports. They go to Colombo, and from there they used to do transshipment. But now we got the largest deep sea port opened up just about 6 months back, and now we can attract large mother vessels and big vessels. Similarly, very here near Mumbai, we're going to have very large port now, Vadhavan Port. It's going to be, there's a Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, then there's an airport has come, it's a third Mumbai, and Vadhavan is going to be Mumbai 4. Huge infrastructure is going to come with all that. Now, we also improved our efficiency now. So now container takes about 3 days to turn around. And similarly, ship, when it comes to Indian port, it takes hardly 48 hours to turn around the ship. So in terms of efficiency, now we are at par with a lot of other countries. So anybody who is interested in shipping, it's a large industry now, huge opportunities in shipping industry. Because in India, just one question, how much percent of the cargo goes by sea? How much goes by air? In India, what percent of the cargo goes by sea, what percent go by air? In terms of volume? Sorry, 70. Anybody else? 90% cargo goes by sea. By air, 1%. By air only 1%, 90%. Then of course other, you ask me here balance 9. Balance 9 is road and rail. These other modes. 90% cargo goes by sea. So how shipping is very critical. Okay, let's move next. Yes, for everything there is a villain. You want to grow the opportunities, इतना आसान नहीं है इंडिया को. There is a villain. And what is villain? Have you heard of VUCA word? VUCA नहीं, VUCA. What is VUCA? Anybody answer me? Okay, you guys already trained, so मेरा काम आसान हो गया. So this is what VUCA means. So we have volatility. That means things are changing so fast without knowledge, and suddenly it happens. It's a volatile world. Okay, we'll talk about each of these separately. Then there is a uncertainty. कल क्या होगा पता नहीं. Things are uncertain in our life. It's more international business. Whether India trade agreement happen or not, nobody knows. How things will happen, nobody knows. Similarly, complexity. Things are so complex, rule, regulations, activities. It's very difficult to work in those maze of those regulations. And finally, ambiguity. What is ambiguity? That means gray area. Neither black nor white. It's a totally gray area, totally confused. So the four things which dominate the world today. I'll give example of each of these and we'll see how to overcome those. Okay, first one is talk about volatility. This is a simple example of volatility. The war with Ukraine, Russia started volatile out of blue. Suddenly it came up and it is impacting the whole economy today, isn't it? It is impacting the whole economy today. Similarly, you have other volatile situations. Iran war between Israel and Hamas, is it not volatile? The entire Middle East is shaken up. It has got impact on oil, impact on the distribution, supply chain. All these are impacted. It's all volatile situation. Fortunately, it's going to end now, hopefully. Otherwise, just imagine what trauma it creates. And another thing happened was Iran. Any day it can flash up. Any day it can flash up with Iran. They are traditional rivals of these. So these are the factors which are going to impact a big way. And finally, closer home, Operation Sindoor. Anybody thought about it? Such thing will happen? We have 4-day war. Luckily, it stopped in 4 days. Imagine if it had escalated, what would happen? Has it ended? No. Operation Sindoor continues. Today, any event happens in Pahalgam or somewhere else, you have another Operation Sindoor going to work. That is going to cause a lot of, these are called volatile factors. Suddenly something opens up and the world becomes volatile. So these situations are very big. China always want to grab the land. They want to grab the dominant positions. So Chinese are trying to acquire dominance in South China Sea. So they're taking islands and they're taking territories in the water which belong to Philippines, other countries. So that's another flashpoint which can emerge. And there is a traditional issue with Taiwan. China says Taiwan belongs to them. So if what Trump is doing to other countries, China says I can also do it. So tomorrow, one fine day, China can take Taiwan. That can happen. Always there is a tension around it. So these are the factors which are, you don't know what is going to happen. These are we call sparks, or these are the things which ignite and base the whole thing volatile. Okay, next is another great guy. All of you know Kim. He's got nuclear weapons, everything. And he's also threatening South Korea. He's got missiles which can reach USA. Very tough guy. He's a dictator. It's a communist country. He will not spare anybody who goes against him. He even killed his cousins in Malaysia. This is the kind of dangerous guy. And ultimately, Trump also came to meet him all the way. Such an important guy this guy is. So these are the called points which we call a volatility. Then we come to the next point, uncertainty. What is uncertainty now? All of you know Bangladesh. This is a country, we gave them freedom, 71. For last 20 years, 25 years, they were thickest friends. We had the best relations with Bangladesh. What happened? One fine day, we lost everything now. Today, Bangladesh is becoming like Pakistan. Pakistan is very close to them. We are enemy for them. They're trying to attack us. There are Indians who are getting attacked there, and we lost. So this is what, now next elections are going to come in February. We don't know what is going to happen. So total uncertainty. What happened to Maldives? All of you know Maldives. Country of 5 lakhs. Trying to show off with India. Has changed the government. They are anti-India. They want China. China is their friend. Very China. Where is India? When problem comes to Maldives, there was a time when the LTT, Sri Lankan terrorists, they captured Maldives. Can you believe? They came in a boat and they captured Maldives. The president was hiding underground. He called Rajiv Gatne. We sent our naval fleet to feel it so much for him. Now he says China is friend for me. In case of difficulty, will China come all the way? Very China. but they are ungrateful. So this is what happens, all uncertainty. Our relationship with all our neighbors today is highly uncertain. What happens to Nepal? What happens to Nepal? Everything was fine. Now what happened? Today all gone. Do you know what is going to happen in Nepal now? Who is going to be Prime Minister? What is going to happen? What will happen in the relationship? It's all uncertainty. So this is how the world changes and brings you uncertainty. Tariff, big man. Ever since Trump has come, हर रोज कुछ तो news है. हर रोज he's going to harass people, harass countries, create problem for everyone. So he came with, now earlier we had a nuclear war, you had physical war, now we have a trade war, what we call as a tariff war. Using tariff as a weapon. He using those duties. He doesn't like some country, 100% duty. He doesn't like this guy, 50% duty. Sanctions, all using it as a weapon now. So this is a war now, which is using as a tariff war. And he's shaken up the whole world. He's shaken up the whole world. There are countries who fallen for him. जाके पाव पड़ा उनके. There are countries offered him 500 million invest करेंगे, ये करेंगे, everything. India did not. Modi stopped taking calls from him also. We are the only one country. Of course, there is Brazil and China and 2-3 countries who stood against. Everybody surrendered to him, and he is now controlling. So this is again a lot of uncertainty. We don't know whether 50% will happen or not. When it is going to come down? When the agreement will happen? We have no idea. So a lot of uncertainty he brought in with that 50% tariff. See, how are we going to get hit? Let me explain to you how we are going to get impacted by US tariffs. Now, what is the tariff for us? There is a reciprocal tariff, 25%. And then there is a sanction because we buy oil from Russia, total 50%. Who are our competitors? I told you, for ready-made garments, for all those products, who are our competitors? These are the competitors. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Vietnam, Thailand, they are our competitors. So they will pay only 19% duty or 15% duty, and we will pay 50%. So we lose all those. This is where we are going to get hit because all our competitors, they have a much lower duty and their advantage now. Full market is open to them and we have lost everything. This is the danger what we are facing. So what impact will it have now? A lot of things are uncertain. If you ask people who are in the industry, they are uncertain. People working in the ready-made garments, they have no future. What will happen to their jobs? Gems jewelry. Huge challenges are happening today now. So I'll tell you the impact of this. What USA wants, what Trump wants for the agreement. So he wants everything free. He says, I want duty-free access for their goods. Which are their goods? Now, US doesn't produce anything, but they produce so-called automobiles. They say we supply automobiles, zero duty. Of course, these are high-value automobiles, and we are putting a limit, not unlimited. So, we 10,000 cars in a year. Doesn't matter much for us. Then they talk about Harley Davidson. You know that premier automobile they want to import duty-free. Then they have a famous whiskey and wines. These are the products he wants duty-free. But we can allow this. We in fact agreed for all this. But what we don't want is, he's asking for duty-free entrance for agricultural products. And that is corn. They only produce corn, those things. If you allow corn to India, what will happen to our farmers? They will close down. They want to import agricultural products, chicken legs and animal feed. Now this is going to affect us. So agriculture is going to be badly impacted. Similarly, they want to supply genetically modified, G modified, and India banned those. We don't want genetically modified because you are under now American control. We don't want any genetically modified products. So that is where we are stuck up now. Then they also want their other products to come, eggs, poultry. So we cannot allow our farmers to be handicapped. We can't allow our fisheries to handicap. We can't allow poultry or dairy products. We can't allow that to happen. This is where we are stuck up now with USA. We are forming stand that we will not allow these products to enter. So that is the reason why agreement is now stuck up. So, but Trump is smart. What he has done, not all our Indian products are banned or having 50% duty. Some products he is exempted. Which are those? Medicines. Why he is exempted? He knows nobody can supply cheaper. So today medicines are exempted. There is no 50% duty. All business going on. Almost 40% of our products are exempted today. So medicine is one of them because he knows he can't get it from anywhere else. Similarly, mobile phones exempted. Then electronic items and software. These are the items exempted. 40% of our turnover today is exempted, but 60% are impacted. So which are those 60%? So what is going to happen now? We are likely to lose about 86 billion worth of exports. If this agreement is not signed, country will lose 86 billion worth of exports. Now we lose market to compete. I told you, all our competitors will get business and we'll not get business. We'll lose the market. Once you lose the market, is it easy to enter again? When you try to enter again, you'll find going to be difficult. So we're likely to lose those markets going forward. What happens to the jobs? Now all these, our GDP is going to go down by 0.8%. Looking at the loss. Now the sectors which are going to be majorly impacted are all labor intensive sectors. Gems and jewelry, ready-made garments, leather goods, all these are, and mind you, all these are in the small scale sector, SMEs. So they employ a huge amount of people. Now they all lose their jobs. So this is what the major impact, what is going to be there. Loss of employment, and of course we will lose foreign exchange. We lose foreign exchange for those, and will have an effect on inflation, and will have an effect on our foreign exchange also. So now our currency rate from 85, 86 has come down to almost 89, 90 now because of these factors. Currency becomes weak, we will have less of foreign exchange, and we'll have a trade balance. So these are the impact which are going to happen of US sanctions on India. So what will we do? Can we keep quiet? Put our hands across and keep quiet? No. So what is our strategy? So what do we decide? Decided Government of India and Ministry of Commerce. Okay. First impact it could have on, because Trump says don't buy oil from Russia. If you don't buy from Russia, from where will you buy? Middle East. So our huge requirement goes to Middle East. Price will go up, isn't it? Price will go up and it's going to impact everybody. Remember, for every $1 increase in oil price, there is a 1 billion impact on GDP. Huge impact. So that is one danger what you will face. Not in India, but whole world will have this problem. Now, there is a disruption of supply chain. For example, India is supplying gems and jewelry to USA now. Now, USA will not buy from us. From where will they buy? Where will they buy garments? Where will they buy these items? So, there is going to be disruption of supply chain worldwide. So, that is what is going to happen. Another villain. Few months back, China is getting bolder now. You saw yesterday, there was a meeting called E2 meetings. That means two players now, China and America, they are now equal. So China is getting emboldened. I am also as big as USA. So they said, we will not supply you high tech or high density, these magnets, rare earth magnets. These products are required for all our electrical vehicles, for defense and many applications. Now China has got 90% market for these products. So whole world is now they decided to ban. So if they decide to stop supply, means all our electrical vehicles, defense industry, they all come in. So he also banned for USA, but Trump has now agreed. Now they're going to supply. So last 1 month, 1 week back, we got approval now that China is going to supply us this with the condition that India should not supply these to USA now. So, but this is again temporary. We don't know what is going to happen. So every country is using now this as a weapon now to fight against another country. Another interesting thing is there is a port in Iran called Chabar. Now India is operating this port. The reason, why reason? There are countries which are landlocked, I told you, where there is no sea. They have to import goods. See, for example, Afghanistan. All of you know Afghanistan. Now Afghanistan is a country. It's a landlocked. So either you supply through Pakistan or you supply through Iran. Now Pakistan is not allowing us to send the goods for the well-known reasons. So we can't supply through Pakistan. So we have to supply through Iran. So India decided to operate a port in Iran from which we can supply not only to Afghanistan but to Central Asian countries like all these CIS countries, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and all those countries. Now that last month USA said we'll put a sanction. India cannot operate this port because of the relation with Iran. Fortunately, now they've given us 6 months extension. So we can operate Chabar port for 6 months. Thereafter, we don't know. So all these are uncertainty and going to impact our long-term business. So impact is very simple. Petrol prices are going to go if we shift our supplies from Russia to those countries. There will be breakdown in supply chain. Investors are going to come down. Last few years, remember, FIs are now not investing in stocks because of no agreement with US. Also, exchange rate is now, I told you, currency, especially for euro, now it's 100 rupees to a euro. It's gone up very high. It is going to lead to high inflation. It will lead to high inflation in India. It will have interest rates going up. and that is what is going to impact big way. Interest will go up. If, fortunately, it is under control. What is the impact of Russia and Ukraine war? Ukraine is largest supplier of wheat, then corn, and they also supply edible oil. You know, soybean, all edible oil we import. Now they got hugely impacted because of the war. Finally, ambiguity, uncertainty. You saw the failure of this H1B. One funded trip announces all H1B guys will have to pay $100,000, 88 lakh rupees for one employee. People got scared. They want to go back to America before the deadline. There was a chaos. People paid 3 times the price for airfare somehow to reach that area. And then after a few months, it was clear that only new ones, that is for next year, who are going to a new H1B, they will be impacted. So all this chaos. Every day changes policy, every day. Life is becoming very difficult. So this is what I talked to you about. So what is India's response? What we should do now? We can't keep quiet. So first thing we did is, now we have to diversify. We can't depend on one market. Only 40% oil from Russia. Not a good decision now. We are diversifying oil resources. Don't depend on America now. America, you know what they are. They are unpredictable, unreliable partners. So leave aside America, go to other markets. So we have now identified 40 new markets, Ministry of Commerce, where we can divert these products to those markets very quickly. The embassies, high commissions, Ministry of Commerce, they're working overnight to find new partners for our people so that we are not impacted. Forget America now. We got 40 other countries who can help us. And that is what we are looking at for MSME. Then another thing what we are doing is we are going to sign free trade agreement. All of you heard about FTA now? So we unfortunately don't belong to any economic bloc like European Union, ASEAN, and we have a SAARC which is not starter. So we got to sign agreement with every country now. So we have signed FTA with UAE, with Australia, with UK, and that's where we are going to promote the trade. And now we are in the process of signing with European Union, Oman, and New Zealand, and of course USA. So once we have agreement in place, the whole business will pick up. We are also looking at lastly what government says. All of you know GST, Bachat Utsav. Now last couple of months you have seen that, not the last 1 month, whole trade is gone up. So all those guys who could not sell gems jewelry, leather goods, they will now sell it to Indian market. That is one reason why this are GST scheme, so that promote all these SMEs to sell their products. So at least, if not all, part of the goods now is sold in a local market. So this is what the strategy we have done. Plus our Prime Minister, what is the message? What is learning from this all happening last few months? We got to become Atmanirbhar. You have to be self-reliant. Actually, this self-reliant goes against international business. Because in international business, we say you can't produce everything. You are interdependent. But if you are interdependent, you are in problem. Because tomorrow, USA will not supply you weapons. They won't supply you aircrafts. They won't supply you oil. What do you do? So we have to become Atmanirbhar in critical areas. Not everywhere. You can't produce gold naturally. So what do you do? Which is the most critical area? Defense. See, in the time of war, you go to America, Trump will not give you weapons. What do you do? So you have to be self-reliant in defense, and we are now self-reliant. You saw in Operation Sindoor, almost 40% weapons were Indian-made. We are a large exporter of weapon goods now, defense goods now. And we are going to produce aircraft in India. Just last week it was announced. So we are going big way in defense. Similarly, in food grains, you must be sufficient in food grains, self-reliance. We got to be self-reliant in healthcare. Imagine COVID-19, if we had no vaccine, what would happen to India? So critical areas, we got to be self-reliant. We are going to be self-reliant in semiconductors. We are going to develop chips now. All this we are going, there's a big vision for Prime Minister to become self-reliant. So we don't depend upon outside world anymore. So we have to be Swadeshi, reduce imports, find local products wherever you can. It's unfortunate in Diwali, how many of you buy Indian malas? Sab Chinese kharidte hai. Go to the toy market, sare Chinese product kharidte hai. So we have to think about buying our local goods. So we reduce the imports and encourage local products. So discourage imported goods, that's what Prime Minister is talking about. Okay. So again, to summarize, our response to the VUCA world is, fortunately, we have stable government. Unlike other countries, we have a good Prime Minister and he has got excellent negotiating skills. with other countries. Good rapport with most of the countries. He's welcomed by many countries. That's an advantage we have. Third thing is we got smart diplomacy. Then we are diversifying our crude sources now from Russia. That is what we are doing now. And Atmanirbhar policy, which we are looking at. One of the advantage is you guys are advantage. Young India, the largest pool of young employable people with skills, brain, intelligence. That is what advantage we have. As many countries, the growth is declining. Like Japan, 40% are senior citizens. What is the future of those countries? And we are a young economy, educated youth, and this is what will happen to us. We are quite able to change with the sanction of USA. We are adapting very fast, and that is what is going to help us on building up. And nothing to be. Market share is 1.8%. We are not dependent on outside world. So today, despite world turmoil, we are growing we are the fastest economy in the world, 6.5%. So we are fortunate we got large market. So we are actually don't have to look so much outside. There are economies like Vietnam. If they had not reduced custom duty, the economy would have been shamble. Singapore, Malaysia, they are very vulnerable. We are not vulnerable. Okay. So this is to show you how the employable group going forward. India will have a large pool of people who are employable, while China will have reduction now. China is going to grow faster than India in terms of age. They're going to age China. India is the only country next 10 to 20 years will be producing a large number of young people, employable people, while other countries have a degrowth. So this is advantage we have. Then I'll just quickly run through. All of you know that the philosophy of Atmanirbhar, different areas that government is doing on. Then Make in India, this is what government is looking at. Everything try to make in India. So which is what we are going towards it. People didn't believe earlier. Make in India joke hai kya? But today we are realizing it. We have our own things coming up. Electronics, the government has got 14 sectors. We got PLI. And that is showing results. Today we are the largest producer of cell phones in many areas because of the PLI scheme. Even automobile industry is coming up because of this. Then we have another scheme called Digital India. So all these, you have electronic manufacturing, e-governance, e-manufacturing, information, all these broadband facilities, highway they are providing. This is going to give a big, today every corner of India you have your wavelength or broadband is available. A huge investment is happening in electronic fields. I think we should all be proud about it. In terms of UPI, we are the largest UPI in the world. And developed countries are nowhere. They're learning from us. Germany wants to learn from us. Today UPI, go to Dubai, you can pay in rupees in UPI. You go to Mauritius, you can pay in rupees in UPI. You can go to Singapore, you can pay rupees in UPI. So that is what India has done. We are third largest producer of unicorns. All of you know unicorns, 1 billion capitalization, and we are third largest. Startups are coming up, huge things are happening. So these are very positive things for India, what we are doing. So we have a robust economy. Macro level, we have very strong factors. We are a fastest growing economy. USA, Europe, 1%, 2%. Some are stagnant, some are negative. We are fastest growing. Our inflation is 4%. I'll talk about it a little later. Many countries have got far larger. Our interest rates are under control. Our exchange rate is under control, stable, not fluctuating big way. Our interest is 5.5%. There are countries who have much higher interest rates. I'm talking about RBI repo rate. Then our deficit under control. Good monsoon, plenty of monsoon. So a lot of investment in infrastructure, roads, ports, all these are happening. And because of this, our economies are booming. And deficit under control. So all these are very favorable macro factors that India has got. Yes, now come to the next challenge. Very interesting part. I'm sure you all like this now. Special factors. So how do you face special factors? Political, economic. So how do you face this? So let's look at those. Political. The government decisions are very important. Which government comes to power? Ever since Trump has come, you know what has happened? All the industry get impacted. So whichever government is in power, they're going to impact decision. The country which are, I told you Bangladesh what happened? Political decisions. Maldives, Nepal, all political decisions. So if the politicals are not in favor of India, China, so these are going to impact all of us.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear? Yeah, so we're going to find out the country which are favorable to India. Because today we have no trade with Pakistan. You can't export to Pakistan. Okay, China can't invest into India. So we have a lot of such issues happening. With Turkey, we have problem now. So government to government relations are important, and these are the facts. You see all these guys, they're dangerous. Some of them are dangerous guys, isn't it? So let me show you. In India, we are a democracy. By people, for people, of people. And the basic tenets, we don't value our values. What is freedom? We got fundamental right is freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, freedom to form union, and freedom to press. This is our fundamental right. We take it for granted. Today, all of you can criticize Prime Minister. Will anybody arrest you? No. You watch on this Republic India, how they keep criticizing each one of them. But nothing happens in India. We are free. Now try to do this in China. Go to China and criticize President Xi. What will happen? Go to Russia, criticize Putin. Go to Saudi Arabia and criticize this. Then you realize your freedom is not there. We have freedom of press. Government के सामने कुछ भी लिखो चलता है. Go to Singapore. No freedom of your press. China, everything is censored. They got only one newspaper and one channel. Everything is filtered. So this is what happens in the world as you go along. We take it for granted. In China, no union allowed, no labor laws. How do you do it? So this is the challenge, and we don't realize our value that we got. Elections, ever since independence, we have elections every 5 years. Any year we lost elections? No. But there are countries where elections are rigged. And there are government keep year after year. You see this guy, this second guy, President Mugabe of Zimbabwe. He ruled for 36 years. 36 years. And when he resigned, he wanted to bring his wife. Okay, tell me you guys, another GK question. President Xi, what is term for presidency? कितने साल के लिए president है वो? Can somebody tell me? Lifetime. Imagine, lifetime, full control. Putin कितने साल से president है? देखते जाओ. This is the problem in those countries. Okay, judiciary. India, we have impartial judiciary. Who appoints Supreme Court judges in India or High Court judges in India? President appoints, but judges appoint themselves. No government role. Government cannot rule. So our judges can criticize government, give opinion against government. In USA, who appoints Supreme Court judges? Trump. So they can't go against president. So many countries, the judiciary is committed to the party. This is the irony. We talk about bureaucracy. Our IS officers, all these guys, do they belong to any party? No, government comes and go. They are neutral. But in USA, they're committed to party. When Trump comes, he brings his own bureaucrats. Government changes, another one comes. Defense. Our army belongs to which party? Modi ki army hai kya? Nahi. It's independence. This is beauty about India. Ever since independence, can you have even one day where army ruled? कोई एक दिन ऐसे दिखाया आपको जो आर्मी रूल किया? Imagine our neighboring country, Pakistan, out of 75 years, 35 years of army rule. Bangladesh, 25 years army rule. And in Pakistan, even today, along with Prime Minister, the military guy goes, all controlled by army. There are many countries. Last one here, can you recognize who is this guy? Last one with army dress. He is the president of Myanmar, Burma. This is army rule. Many countries are ruled by army today. Okay, so the best thing we require is stable government. The government is, we are fortunate to have stable government. Many countries don't have stable government. Nepal, last 11 years, 13 prime ministers. Will you invest there? 1 year back in UK, 3 months, 3 prime ministers. In France today, 6 महीना हो गया, कोई prime minister टिकता ही नहीं है. Israel, every 6 months there are elections. Fortunately for the war, there are many countries which are unstable. When you have instability, no investment is going to come. So when you select the country, you got to be careful. Is it stable? Is it properly governed properly or not? This is important for us to understand in selecting your markets. Okay, let me talk to you about risk. When you invest overseas, there is risk involved. Now, what is the risk involved? The risk is in terms of nationalization. What is nationalization? Opposite of privatization. In privatization, you convert government companies into private. In nationalization, private into government. In 1971, Indira Gandhi nationalized all banks. insurance companies, oil companies, in the country's interest. Now, of course, we are privatizing. But it can so happen. Suppose you put up a cement plant in Venezuela. The government is say cement is important, they take over your plant. So government can nationalize your plant in the national interest, give you peanuts. That's one risk. Next you have is a confiscation and expropriation. You have assets, business, and people will confiscate. For example, Afghanistan, traditionally a lot of Indians were there, Sikhs and many, their business. What happened with Taliban came? They driven away all properties, business, they all taken away by them. So it can happen in many countries. I don't know how many of you heard of Idi Amin of Uganda. He was a president, he's an army president of Uganda. And in Uganda, like many other East African countries, economy in the hands of Indians. Gujaratis, families coming from Gujarat, they are having. So one fellow poisoned the ear of Idi Amin. What are you doing? All your Indians are coming and taking away your economy. This guy got mad. Next day he says, all Indians vacate now. 24 hours given to vacate. And they had to vacate. All the plants, everything was given up. And then of course they came to India, they took asylum in UK, but these blacks could not run. So after 10, 15 years, they came back. But this is what happens. And this is where same thing is happening with this Mugabe. You know, when South Africa was there was apartheid. You know, apartheid. Whites were exploiting blacks. Now when South Africans came to power, black came to power, they started exploiting whites. So the Mugabe was taking the lands of whites and giving it to blacks. If you remember, in those days, we did not play cricket with Zimbabwe because they were doing. So these are the kind of risks that you have when you go to those countries. Domestication, country does not want foreigners anymore. What is happening to USA? MAGA, American first, Indians go back. Isn't it? It's happening in Saudi Arabia. No expatriates, give jobs to locals. Europe, same thing is happening. So you invest in some other country, they say no more jobs to Indians. How can you run business with locals? These are the challenges you will come across. Finally, there are countries which are not stable, like go to Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Gaza. Can you work there? Unrest, political, economic, Shia versus Sunni, Sunni versus Jews, all these are going on. Religious, unstable. Lastly, I'll talk about Fiji. You know, Fiji Islands is near Australia. Small island. Now, Britishers took a lot of Indians in those islands because this is sugarcane. So, producing sugarcane, they transferred. So, local population of Fiji was something like 3 lakhs. And Indians came 4 lakhs. So, when the elections come, who will win? Indians won. So, Mohinder Singh Chaudhary from Bihar, he became Prime Minister. Will the locals allow? Within 24 hours, he was arrested, entire cabinet was in jail. And Colonel Rabuka, there's a military coup. Even today, he is the president. And he changed the constitution, so Indians get half vote. So he'll never come to power. So these are the challenges as you go along, we call political challenges. Okay. Let me quickly go through economic challenges. First of all, economic systems, all of you know what is capitalist system. America is what capitalist system. That means all the resources are done by the private market forces. Land, capital and manpower are on those bases. While in communist country, all the resources belong to government. What is India? Is India capitalist or communist? Mixed economy, very good. So India is a mixed economy. Okay, now when you select the countries, look at the countries which are large economy, not population alone, large economy. That means, how to know large economy? What is the basis? GDP, which is the large. That's why India is the third largest based on GDP. But just because GDP will take it, country can be large, rich, but people can be poor. Ultimately, what do you want? Purchasing power. So what is important? Per capita income. So find out which are the country having a large per capita income. So what is India's per capita income? Anybody? Around $2,000, isn't it? Now, so we classified the world on the basis of per capita income. So there are 4 classes. So there are 4 classes on which you classify your. So you decide which country, which group will you supply your goods? Will you supply the first group? No, because they have no money. Even the highest group you can't because you don't have products. For highest group, they need high-tech products, which you don't have. So basically, in the middle 2 groups, you will be supplying. Economic growth. Which is the country growing fast? Why India is important? India, China, because we are growing fast. Not only we are a large economy, but we are also growing fast. So look at the countries which are growing fast. Those who are stagnant, negative, they you should avoid. Inflation. In India, we worry 4.5%, 5 double digit हो गया तो बहुत serious matter है. But inflation, high inflation means what? Less cost of living. You can afford less. Salary is constant. Inflation goes up. Money, disposable income is less. So what happens? Your living style reduces, purchasing power reduces, which is not good. Now, if the inflation goes very high, it hurts the economy. For example, a couple of years back, you know what was inflation in Sri Lanka? 50%. Huge. Huge inflation. Even Pakistan today, the inflation is very high. Our exchange rate to dollar is 88 rupees. You know what is Pakistan exchange rate? 280 rupees. 280. Just imagine when they import, what could be the cost going up. Huge inflation, cost of living goes up, and you have the challenges. Then, of course, we talk about interest rates. India, we only 5.5% interest rates. So just imagine, in Pakistan, it's about 11%. There are countries in Africa, I work, the interest rate is about 24%. Now, अगर 24% आपका interest rate है, it's common sense, your GP, gross profit has to be 100%. Because 24% तो आपको interest में चला जाएगा. So how will you survive by those interest rates? There are countries, I'll tell you a little later, where inflation is how much? 1 million %. Venezuela, inflation is 1 million %. Huge economic challenges. And finally, every country has to pay in dollars. So countries should have foreign exchange. So you look at the country, do they have foreign exchange? Pakistan had no foreign exchange. They had to borrow from World Bank and IMF. But Sri Lanka had same problem. They could not buy medicines also. India, 1991, we had same situation. We had to mortgage our gold in Singapore to get foreign exchange. So find out the country which has got enough foreign exchange. And we have something called a balance of payment. You know what is the reserves, how much money they have. Country, we don't have foreign exchange. We don't do any business. Okay. Example of Venezuela. Indian economy is growing by 6.5%. Venezuela degrowing by 18%, double digit every year. Imagine economy shrinking means less jobs, less production. What is inflation? 1 million %. I'm not joking, this is fact. The prices change every 18 days. Can you believe? Double every 18 days. So more money required. So government prints more currency. More currency means more inflation. Now in Venezuela, everybody is a millionaire. Currencies of 1 million. Can you believe? 1 million currency, no value. And every day it is degrowing. So what people do? They convert the Bolivar into dollars. So that exchange is, so there is something called dollarization of economy. The whole world goes into dollar now. They quote in dollars, they buy in dollars, a local currency of no value. So this is the situation of Venezuela. Even today, there is an Indian company called Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. They invested here, they lost everything. They could not take out even $1 from that country. And even today, Trump is fighting with them. You heard about Maduro, President Maduro. There's a big fight going on. Every day he attacks them. Oh, chalu hai uska. Okay. So currency got devalued by 99%. This is situation. Now I'm not joking. This is what appeared in newspaper. The currency Bolivar is $1 equal to 3.5 million Bolivar. Now look at, they're going to barter deal. Barbers are giving haircuts, steaks and bananas. Cab rides are metered. So against cab rides, you give cigarettes. There's a barter deal happening. People are leaving jobs, shortage of foods, riots everywhere. They run away from the country. This is the situation. So we have to avoid these economies. You have to see to it that economy is in strong condition. Okay, now interesting part is going to come. Now interesting part is going to come. My favorite. Cultural. How does culturally international business impacts? Does language impact? Language is very important, isn't it? So we talk about the religion. Does religion impact business? How? India में nobody is asking religion for everybody. धंधा चल रहा है ना? How does India religion affect it? Tell me. Huh? How does religion impact India in terms of business? कोई फर्क पड़ता है religion से? दिवाली मतलब क्या? Good, perfect. Give him a big hand. Our maximum sale, 50% of the annual turnover happens in Diwali. Diwali is the largest selling. We buy all for Diwali 50%. Also, when do we buy gold? हर रोज खरीदते gold नहीं. There are 5 auspicious days. There are times you don't buy anything. Short period, don't buy anything. How religion impacts, isn't it? So religion also impacts in India, though we are not a religious country. Still it impacts. Okay. So I'll talk to you about little later about how does Muslim economy Muslim countries, how does religion impact? That's where maximum impact comes. Okay, then we talk about tradition festivals. Diwali, big sales, Puja, all the festivals happens, New Year, Christmas, Eid, all these are the then traditions that you have that impact the business. Custom rituals, what each festival, what do we do? How do we marry? Marriage में कितना खर्चा होता है? How are the rituals? They are all going to impact your business. Then consumption habits. India also we have consumption habits. If you go to the north, they have roti, south rice, edible oil. If you go to north, they have sarson ka tel. In Maharashtra, we use groundnut oil. Go to Kerala, coconut oil. So everywhere consumption habits are different. So same thing overseas. You go to Australia, they have beer. If you go to France, they have wine. If you go to Ghana, where I live, they give cocoa. Cocoa is famous. So drinking habits are different. Consumption habits are different. So this is very important as you go along. Living styles are different. Value for time. Very interesting for you guys. Value for time. Do we have value for time? Do we start lectures on time? Do you come on time for lectures? Does function start in India? No. India plus 1 hour. है ना 10 का टाइम है कोई 10 को जाएगा नहीं 11 को पहुंचेगा. Now why I'm saying this, when you travel abroad, go to Europe, Germany especially, if you go, your appointment 10 o'clock, you reach at 10:30, he will not meet you. You're wasting your time, you're wasting his time also. Punctuality is very, very important. For us, India, we have no value for people. Now, of course, it doesn't mean everywhere like that. If you go to Middle East, India जैसा ही हालत है. If you go to Southeast Asia, 10 minutes allowed is late is okay. So depending on country to country, you have to follow the rule. So that's why when foreigners come to India, they really get zapped. Because I remember I was working for an Australian company and we had a dinner for them. The Australian guys, they eat at around 8 o'clock. And by doctors, Indian doctor क्या करते हैं? पूरा practice खत्म करने के बाद में आते हैं. So 8 o'clock, this guy, nobody came. So they came after 9:30 and these guys were restless. I told Australians, you are in India, you have to become like Indians. Don't expect Australian way of doing it. So each country, things are different. Value time will changes. I will not spend much time on that. Food preferences, as I mentioned to you. Hospitality. Indians, we are hospitable. Somebody comes to your home, पहले पानी दोगे, चाय पूछोगे, आपकी मम्मी बोलेगी खाना खा के जाओ. I work in Ghana, nobody would offer you food. They eat in front of you. They don't feel offended. You also eat in front of them. You call them for a dinner outside. क्यों घर में खाना खाते हैं? In my clinic, normally water we don't sell, isn't it? Water is available freely. There, when I'm giving water free, they say no. Keep in the bottle, they'll buy. No hospitality. You go to the restaurant, पहले पानी ला के रखेंगे. In Europe, you see to order for drinks separately, and water is more expensive than drinks. So hospitality changes very clearly. You have your etiquette is a long story. I can't talk. How do you exchange cards? How do you greet? Japanese, how do you greet? How do you greet Japanese? कितना नीचे घुसोगे? जमीन को हाथ लगाओगे? How? That is a technique. If person is very senior, you go more. Somebody junior, less. So these are all techniques. How do you shake hand? I'll show a video later on, maybe next time. There are 50 types of shake hands. Some will press the hand. Some will keep on shaking hands. The different ways of doing. So all these are. How do you sit? I teach people on how to negotiate with Chinese, different way, Japanese, different way, Americans, different, how to hold meetings, how to exchange gifts, what gift to give. China का देना है तो रेड कलर में देना पड़ेगा, odd नहीं होना चाहिए, कैची गिफ्ट दे नहीं सकते, what colors, what flowers to give, on what occasion. All these are cultural aspects, etiquettes. We talk about body language and those things, manners. Family concept. अगर इंडिया में आप बच्चों को पूछोगे स्कूल में, you describe your family. क्या बोलेगा? मदर, फादर, ब्रदर, सिस्टर, अंकल, आंटी, सबके नाम बोलेगा ना. ग्रैंडफादर, ग्रैंड. अमेरिका, husband, wife and kids. That's the family. No parents. Concept changes. Okay. Individual versus group. I will not talk about that easily. That will take time. Respect to elders. All of us know what it is. And lastly, body contacts and gestures. We normally Indians, we stand very close to each other. कितना डिस होता है? आधा. At the most. Try with Americans. They'll go back. For them, 1 arm's distance. This is a very important distance. No body contact. No body contact. You can't tap. You can't put your arms. No body contact allowed. Koreans, you cannot touch them. These very, very critical issues. So I sometimes wonder, they come to Mumbai, travel by second class in railway trains. What is going to happen? But this is where they are not comfortable. Okay. So I'll quickly show you something. I will run through this, paucity of time. Legals. there are some laws which are applicable and number of law. Each country different law. If you deal with 50 countries, 50 laws you have to understand. And mind you, legal, there is no excuse for not knowing the law. Like India also, you're driving car without belt, without license. You can't say, oh, I didn't know I had to put a belt. You can't say that. You better know the law. So same thing here. So which are the laws? I'll just run through those. The first one is common laws. Then we have civil laws. All of you, I'm sure, doing law, business law, contract act. Because जहां भी आप धंधा करोगे, you'll have agreement, you'll have invoice, you'll have transactions. So you have to do contract act. Then if you're dealing in Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, there is a Sharia law, Islamic law. Then you got to know property rights. If you're dealing with food items, FDA, patent laws, you have to understand product safety and product liability. Customs law in India, domestically we don't need custom. Export import means custom law you don't know thoroughly well. GST you should know well. Income tax you should know well. You should know foreign exchange laws, foreign investment laws, which is allowed to invest, not allowed to invest. Those laws you got to know. What is labor laws? Each country labors are different. Environment protection, we don't care in India for environment, but those countries environment is very important. So there are laws. The Narcotic Drugs Law, Price Control Act. Most of the countries don't allow retail. Like India, Walmart is not allowed in India. All of you know that? Why? Why Walmart not allowed? Too small country? Because our policy says multi-brand retail not allowed. Single brand okay, IKEA, Apple, but multi-brand not allowed. Because why? Because we want to protect our pop and mom shops. We got 20 crore pop and mom shops. So many countries don't allow retail business. Then Wildlife Protection Act, you can't export tiger or tiger bones, horns, rhinoceros, skin, all these are not allowed. Same with human products. Can you export blood? War mein bada demand hai. Can you export blood? So human products, skeleton, medical में काफी demand है. Can you do that? There is only one product which you can export, which is of human body. Can you guess what? कौन सा body का part है जो allowed export करने के लिए? So, hair. Thanks to Tirupati Balaji, all hair is exported. And China, I'll show you some videos, some films. In Africa, उनका बाल बढ़ता ही नहीं, इतना छोटा होता है. So what they do, they use and they do weaving and all that. So in Africa, they spend more money on hair care. Sunday, हर एक आदमी hair के जाएगा, weaving करेगा, all that. All these are artificial hair, and they do that. So these are what the laws. Now, technology I'll quickly run through. Automation is impacting everywhere. So each country, what is the level of automation? Then you decide electrification, computerization, manual versus computerization operations, technology, like UPI technology, different technologies we have, 5G, 6G, industrialization. More industrialization means more raw material, everything is available. If there's no industries locally, you'll have challenge. Telecommunications, now telephone penetration, very important. Then nowadays more than telephone is internet penetration, without which, like for example, you want to do e-commerce. E-commerce के लिए तीन चीज जरूरी होते हैं. Which are three things? One is internet. Number two, you need payment gateway. Third is Google Maps. In Africa, हमारा problem क्या है? Internet is not available and payment gateways are not there because a lot of frauds happen online. So most of it is cash. And third thing is Google Map ही नहीं है because road का name नहीं है. इसका भी ना, like India, every small local corner got name, isn't it? So where mapping is very easy. So last mile delivery becomes a challenge. Then we have e-commerce I mentioned to you and R&D. And finally, cost of operation. You put a factory in Africa, what is going to be cost? हर चीज आपको import करना पड़ेगा. Machinery, manpower, raw materials versus putting them in some other country. So we have to find out what is the cost of operation in each country. Lastly is about your environment. India, we don't care, but each country has got policy on air pollution, on water pollution, land pollution, industrial pollution. In India, we pollute air. What is the color of sea in Mumbai? Black color. Isn't it? We have rivers are polluted. We have, what is the Delhi? You all know what is the air pollution. So this is the challenge, but many countries, they are careful about the industrial pollution. No polluting industry can have in America or Europe. They all put in India because our laws are very lax. So these are important. Protection of forest, recycling, conservation of water, recycling, minimizing the all those resources are important. So all these are typically done. Okay, now interesting part. Just a few minutes and I will be done with it. I'll just quickly run through this, just few slides, interesting for you guys. See, I told you in religion, most important is the Islamic religion. Because those countries, The business is governed by religion. The country is run by religion. For example, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The state is what religion? What is our Indian religion? What is Indian religion? Secular country, no religion. But Pakistan has got national religion. Islamic Republic of, Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. It's Islamic. Islamic America, Iran, all Saudi Arabia, they're all Islamic countries. So governments are run by Islam, religion. The mullahs, they are the one who decide how the country should run, how to run a business. I'll just talk to you about 2-3 countries which are strong orthodox Islamic countries. There are 3 countries which are strong. One is Saudi Arabia, because there is a holy site of Makkah, Medina, and there is a Shariat law. Iran, why Iran? Who is heading Iran? Not the president or prime minister. Ayatollah Khomeini. He's a religious head. Who is heading Afghanistan? Taliban, religious heads. So they have laws. So like if you go to those countries, you can't have any liquor, not allowed, banned. Girls and boys has to be separate. Women cannot talk to strangers. Women can't go alone. They have to be accompanied by a father, brother, or a husband. Then you cannot practice your own religion. You can't carry Ganesh idol there. Not allowed. You can't practice your religion. In Ramzan, no food will be served in restaurants. In a day, 5-time prayer. Prayer time, no shop will open. Everything has to shut down. So all these very draconian kind of rules, regulations are there, and they impact business. Now let me talk to you, how do they impact business? So in those countries, the food you serve going to be halal. All of you know what is halal? So now halal is certification. So when the slaughterhouse, they certify, this is India exports a lot amount of meat products. So they are certified as halal. And even the restaurant, they write, only halal food is served. In the supermarket, they mention very clearly. Okay, next. Now some of you are product manager for HUL and you're marketing Sunsilk. As per the Islam, hair has to be covered, your skin has to be covered, and you find all this. So this is going to be ad for Sunsilk. Will it work? In the shampoo, you got to show your hair. So how will you do it? Now, my question to you guys, you are creative. Apply your creativity. So by following law, not by overruling or violating, you have to follow law of the land. Because every ad in Saudi Arabia is censored by ministry. And only which is complying with Islam is allowed. So can you tell me how you can do it? Any idea? Because you have to show hair, otherwise shampoo has got no meaning. Any idea? But you have to follow. So there are 2 options available. One is, as per the Islam, they allow you photograph from behind. Long hair you can show from behind. That is one option. Other option is here. This is how you creatively, it's allowed. So you got to be creative and you do all this. Okay, I'll quickly run through this. Okay, all of you girls here, you have played with Barbie dolls. All of you play with Barbie dolls. They are role models. You want to become like them. Now these are banned in all Islamic countries. Any reason why? They show skin, they show hair, they are blonde, and also for the girls, they are role model. So in Middle East, can they become like this? They have to wear burqa. So this is going to corrupt the mind. So these are not allowed. So what do? You have Islamic Barbie. So only these models can go. Because they are going to be like this tomorrow. When the girl grows, because first few years they don't have to wear all these burqa, but later on they have to follow these tenets. So all the Islamic countries, they will not allow this to happen. Okay, next. Now of course, Polaroid, all of you know Polaroid camera. Now it is no longer required. In those days, in Middle East countries, there are big craze for Polaroid camera. You know why? Because if somebody is to take his wife or a daughter or sister to a studio to get photographs, what will happen? A stranger will come near her and do all that, isn't it? But now if you have Polaroid camera in the privacy of your house, you can take a photo instantly and keep it. So the huge demand for Polaroid camera. Now of course you got mobile phones. It's a different issue. Okay, all of you know Muhammad Ali, huge world champion in boxing. So there was a company called Sia Tires. So they engaged him and they made an ad like this. I am the greatest. He was world champion. This ad was banned by the ministry. Any idea why? बताओ यार क्या मैं किधर Why? What is the reason? The reason is very simple. In Islam, only Allah is great. Allah Akbar means what? Allah Akbar means Allah is only great. Nobody can be greater than Allah. So no such ads will be allowed. These are very small nuances you got to understand very clearly. One thing I tell you, any country you go, respect the country, respect the religion, whatever it is. If you do business in that country, respect them. Don't challenge people. Don't try to criticize them. They are what they are. Like when I work in Africa, my people say they are useless guys, lazy. I say because they are lazy, we are called here. If they were smart, we won't be required. So always respect religion of every country, everything, and you will not have a problem. Okay. Let's take you to Africa culture. Okay. All of you know, in India we celebrate birth, child of the birth, birthdays, wedding, anniversaries. Do we celebrate death? We celebrate death. Celebrate karte hai kya death? We mourn it, isn't it? Mourning of death. But in Africa, where I live there, they celebrate it. The philosophy is very simple. When the person dies, there is the body and the soul. The soul is liberated. So time to celebrate from all the trouble that he was going through bodily and other problems. Liberated. So they celebrate the death. So it's a 3-day function. So normally most of them are Christians. So they bury the body. So when the person dies, they just empty the body, keep in morgue for 6 months. And they start planning for burial or funeral. Like India, we plan for marriages. We print out the invite cards, we arrange hall. They do same thing. So they have to plan, they take them to the village and they have to plan, invite all village people, relatives, they have to pick posters, they have to collect money. In India, bank gives you loan for marriages. They take a loan for funerals. So what happens is 3-day function. Just 2 minutes, I'll finish up. So first day, all people gather. They have all these condolences. Second day, father comes and there's a burial. And third day, winding and dining. So this is what philosophy. I'll show you the pictures. This is the person who died. And this is all people who have got condolences mentioned. And these are the funeral, these are the funeral arrangements, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. And they are all cordially invited. So every nook and corner of the village, they put up and they invite. Then, now in front of the house, they have pandal. And you see balloons and everything. So they celebrate. Now, what is our color of mourning in India? If you go to somebody's funeral, what will you wear? White. Here they have black color. So this is, and you see how they shake hand just by touching the arm. And finally, next day is winding and dining. And the body is buried, isn't it? Now before the body is buried, they take the body to the burial ground. It's in a coffin. All of you know what is coffin? So now, as per the wish of the person, the coffin comes in different shapes and sizes. So for example here, this is a coffin in the fish. So he wanted to be in fish and then they're carrying it to the burial ground. So this is typically happens in Africa. You do, if you're an employer, you do give money to the employees and you have to be taking care. Look at the way they wear dress here. Very dark color, gaudy colors. Like I got one shirt which I don't wear in India. It's too gaudy, too dark. That's how their culture is. We have Fair and Lovely. All of you know now called Glow and Lovely. In Africa, they take pride in being black. There's a beauty in black also. So, dark and lovely. This is how the products are marketed. We call dark and lovely. Take pride into that. In Africa, normally the patients don't go to doctors for small treatments. Like you got a headache, you got a fever, you got some cough and cold. They go to the pharmacy and pharmacy will issue medicine. Now how do you know it's a medicine? How do you know it's a medicine for a headache or this thing? So this is the picture. Every pack will have a picture. अभी अफ्रीका में सबसे ज्यादा क्या है तो मलेरिया है. So you have this mosquito, picture of mosquito. So that is, this product is for malaria. This is for your any orthopedic problem, backache. You have the skeleton. Your problem for your stomach. Then we have the product. We show the stomach. Product for cough and cold. You show the lungs. And here maybe show the child. So that is how the dispensing happens on the counter. No doctors are required. This typically they work out. Okay. Just couple of more and I'm done with it. There are blunders we make in some of the ads. What is this? Tell me. Now, Both are same or different? The one is religious, brings you good luck, shubh luck. Every house will have this. Other one is symbol of hate. Now the problem comes in Europe and USA. Indians they put swastik. The American think you are Nazi. They don't differentiate. For them, swastik is swastik. And a lot of Indians got beaten up because of this thing. So see how the same symbol twisted can make a huge blunder. Okay. Big paper up, all of you know. Now, I told you about language. Each word has different meaning in different languages. So sometimes you got to change your spelling to take care of the language. For example, here it's a big paper of VICKS. When launched in Germany, it is launched as WICK. Because in German, anybody know German here? How do they pronounce these Vicks? Volkswagen, how do you call? Volkswagen. So it will get a very notorious meaning. So they convert it into W. So these are very important things when you change language to language. You have to change your things accordingly. Okay. Finally, this is my last slide. My little bit of advice to you guys. Last few, I'm not a great guy to give you advice, but still let me share with you what you should do. You have to keep learning. This is, you pass out from here doesn't mean end of it. आपको continuous पढ़ना पड़ेगा, update करना पड़ेगा. Especially if you're international business, what is happening around the world. I told it's like you go to gym in your treadmill. Can you stand there like this? You have to keep running. So even your same job, same position, you have to keep updating to survive. So learning is continuous, lifelong. Reading habits. I know you guys don't read. You are Gen Z. You guys are born with mobile in the hand. Nobody reads newspaper. Nobody reads books. But you can have, I still feel you read. Reading is more important activity. You can have ebook. You can have through online, whatever mode of reading. But please keep on reading. Time management is very important. Listen, because you'll have multiple things to do in life. How do you manage your time? Participate in number of activities. That is how your development will happen in institute. Develop leadership skills. If you want to become managers, CEOs, you got to be a good leader. So skills are very important. Networking. Today is very important. Networking. Ask sir, his network with so many people. Networking is very important today, isn't it? So you have your alumni network, you have your industry network. That is where for your business connections or jobs, very important. All of you are you all linked with LinkedIn? Are you all linked to LinkedIn? That is the future. You got to be linked with everything. You got to be clear what you want in life. अभी 25 साल के हो गए, अभी पता नहीं क्या करना है जिंदगी में. Clear होना चाहिए, वो ये अचीव करना है. Whether you achieve or not, it doesn't matter, but you got to be clear goals. Consult somebody, define your goals, objectives. Be ethical. I'm very strongly talking about ethical. I'm sure Institute talks about it. No shortcuts. Believe in truth. Believe in your values. You should be loyal to your own values. And that, especially if you want to go up in life, you want to become MDs, CEOs, then your character has to be very important. You can't do shortcuts. You can't break the laws. You can't do bribing. You can't do violation. This is very, very important in life. Again, you may not like it, but you guys to reduce. I'm not saying you can't use social media, but please minimize your time, use it optimally, and spend time on many other things. And finally, he's my guru. You can have some guru, somebody else. I'm not saying same. You can be your senior, you can be your parents, somebody guru who will guide you. I have got gurus who guided me from time to time, and I could build my career. So have somebody as a guru. Sometimes it's difficult, you can go to him. So with this, I stop here. And thank you very much for inviting me. And now questions. You guys should have, see, you got to have some questions. If there are no questions means either you understood everything or not understood anything. Okay. So please ask question. I'll be happy to answer any question regarding your career, regarding anything you not understood. I'll be happy to answer questions. I know it's a long time, but then it's important. Feel free. Questions are never wrong. Answer can be wrong. I may be wrong in answering, but your questions can never be wrong. So don't worry. Don't keep any doubts in the mind. Get things clarified. Whatever you have. Otherwise, I'll ask you questions. Should I ask you questions? Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Good
please go
afternoon,
ahead.
sir. Sir, I'm Palak Panjwani from BIIB, specializing in international business. Sir, so when you talked about tariff imposed by Trump, and you said that country like India should start producing itself and should set up factories over here. But it is not possible since the funds we require, we are lacking in it still. So what can be the other thing we can do?
See, I don't think India ever said we don't have funds. Today we are putting up largest plant for semiconductors. We are manufacturing aircraft factories. So I don't think India we ever worry about funds. Funds will come. So I think that is not the issue. It's the only thing we need technology. We need local entrepreneurship, and we'll borrow money. If you require funds, you can borrow from ADB. There are institutions worldwide. You can always borrow from them. So the funds will not be issue. So what we need is interest, lack of interest, and of course technology. And India is going ahead with that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else, please? Yeah. કઈ ડાઉટ છે તમારા માટે? Yeah, please give mic to him. Yeah, good. Thanks. She can sit down. Yeah, we talked of the Far East or Look East policy because we have a part of India called Northeast. Northeast they call Seven Sisters. Now they are quite underdeveloped right now, and along with Northeast we have all those countries like Bangladesh, Myanmar. There is a Thailand, Indonesia. So through that we can have access to Southeast Asian countries. So the plan was, the state called Manipur. Now, Manipur has a border with Burma or Myanmar. So, we had a plan to supply our goods through Myanmar. Myanmar has got a border with Thailand. Thailand got a border with Singapore and Malaysia. So, we could capture entire East European countries through that. So, that is what we had in our mind. But of course, there are some issues coming up. For example, in Burma, Myanmar, the army rule, military rule. There's no democracy there. And we also have a challenge in our northeast. You know what has happened in Manipur last 2 years. So there is a resurgency. Then our northeast part also have challenge in terms of infrastructure. There are not good roads. There are no industries. So that is coming in the way. But still, we are looking at Eastern South Asian countries in a big way. And I think the efforts are going on. But currently they are lagging behind because the reason I told you, the Burma where we have issue, Myanmar, and our north states are under turmoil, especially Manipur. Last 2 years, so there is setback on those front. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Have a good time.
That was indeed a thought provoking session. Thank you, sir, for your profound insights and for broadening our intellectual horizon.
I would now request Dipshika Verma to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dipshika Verma, Senior Student Manager specializing in marketing at Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development. On behalf of Sri Balaji University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Rajiv Gatne for taking time out of his busy schedule to be with us today. Dr. Gatne, your journey from the pharmaceutical industry to international leadership and now as an educator and mentor is truly inspiring. The insights and experiences you shared today have enriched us all and given us valuable perspectives that go far beyond textbooks. I would like to highlight some important takeaways from today's session. Enjoy the journey. Don't worry about destination. International business is a boom because globalization, technology, and open trade policies have created vast opportunities for growth, innovation, and global market expansion. Strong message by our Honorable Prime Minister to reduce dependency on outside world. Constant learning, time management, and reading habit will lead to success. Sir, your presence has not only added immense value to this program, but has also motivated every one of us to strive for excellence in our own fields. We sincerely thank you once again for your time, wisdom, and inspiration. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dipshika. Now I would like to call upon stage Dr. Pooja Bharadwaj to present a token of gratitude to Mr. Gatne.